Welcome to the Exit 58 podcast, a show about pop culture, tech, politics, and anything else they can come up with.
Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of the Exit 58 podcast. Oh, my God. It's already? We're 5 seconds in. How is he here already? How is he here?
Well, I think when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, it opened like the Earth's crust opened up and all sorts of creatures came out. It was like the Thriller video.
Oh, no.
Yes, a lot of ghosts have appeared since that time. I'm Derek, that's Kaz, and Ghost Michael.
I like Ghost Bubbles actually better, but
I am so mad I didn't go to that trip to that house.
I think I saw someone
that.
eating Bubbles duties off the ground at the Super Bowl celebration.
Well, I am going to California, so maybe I could sort of.
That's right. You are going to California.
Maybe I could do
Roberto.
that tour. Should I do that tour?
What part?
Burbank, Los Angeles area.
Whoa. That's right around where it was.
All right, so maybe I should go there and try to exercise that demon.
Yeah.
Roberto.
Well, gents.
Yeah.
How's it been hanging? What's new?
Number 37.
Yeah.
That's what's hanging.
Yeah, episode 37 of the Exit 58 podcast. We're fresh off of, well, hopefully we don't fall into a coma, but you'll understand why later on.
Yeah.
It's been a fun time as of late. We had Ken Bone on the last show.
Right.
And we have Fast Food Frenzy that will drop next week.
Yes.
As well. So a lot going on.
And people are reacting well to the format, so that's good.
Have we gotten any feedback from recent shows? Have you still been keeping track of the numbers, or are you so disillusioned after we fell off the map and stopped looking? We fell off. I think more people were watching Airport Radar than than listening to our program.
I am still tracking the numbers. We had a bizarre uptick that had nothing to do with Ken Bone in England recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody.
The English don't like Ken Bone.
There is,
well, they're 6 months behind, so maybe when we were there, we finally caught
we picked up a new listener in England, and
just one.
I think
so. It's an uptick.
Oh, good.
but
the groundswell.
Well, his name is Uptick, so that's why we picked him up.
But no, I mean stuff is filtering around the country. Interestingly enough, so
stuff.
we're doing okay.
We're at a very interesting crossroads of activity right now around the country and around the world.
Yeah.
Locally for us, we've got still the euphoria of the Eagles Super Bowl championship and the celebrations. We've got the Winter Olympics going on right now in Korea. We just got through Valentine's Day. It's the Lenten season. We just many of us celebrated the Fat Tuesday and then Ash Wednesday if you're Catholic. So a lot of, like I said, it's kind of like Grand Central Station of activity right now. So lots to cover, lots of ground to cover.
The Eagles parade, which I attended with this young fellow over here.
Yeah.
What an amazing time to be
Were you
alive.
lost, Derek? What were you doing there?
Fine.
Were you trying to find like a supermarket? What were you doing there?
Don't you worry, because as soon and I want to take this time to give a special shout out, by the way, to one of our listeners, T-Dub, Timmy Williams.
Okay, my man.
Yes. He's upset we didn't give him a shout out.
Okay, he
from
earns
episodes
it.
ago.
He listens to every show. So
Does he really?
yeah, he loves it.
I don't even listen to every show.
So,
Way to go, Timmy.
So we meet up for the parade. We go into the clubhouse, and we're sitting there and having a good time, knocking back a couple beers, and then Tim comes in, and of course Tim pops me right away.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, man, what's going on?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
fraud.
I wouldn't say fraud.
1-888.
Because Tim has accused you of being on TB's Johnson a couple times. He's asked if you'll ever get off of it.
I am a fan, as I've said before, and I know I got a few concerned texts. People worried about my mental health following the game.
On the biggest stage of the NFL season, that man completely he dropped the ball, quite literally.
He didn't drop the ball.
Sure he did.
It was an awful throw. Awful. Hideous pass. Hideous.
No. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about end of the game when he had a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Right guard got beat clean.
What do you mean? You can't feel that? He's 500 years old. He's the Methuselah of football, and he couldn't feel the pressure coming at him?
No, he couldn't.
So now you are...
He had to hold the ball.
That's not part of the TB12 method, I guess.
No.
Now, obviously, your parents know that you're a Tom Brady fan, and they don't appreciate that about you.
Right.
We all have our flaws. That's okay.
Yes.
But I still like Tom myself.
Yes.
But let's do it like this. So your parents are there.
Yeah.
You at the house with the parents watching the game?
Yes, I was.
How is that handled? How was that situation?
Well, I think, my dad is the hammer. My mom did not. If both teams played to a 0-0.
That's my baby. I have to protect my baby.
If both teams played to a 0-0 tie, I think that was the optimal result for her because she's not into
because
all that.
It's her husband's favorite team and her son's favorite team. Going head to head.
That is. Let's go with that as the logic.
Her baby boy's favorite football team in the whole universe going against the family team.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot for her.
We'll push that out as the logic besides the actual real reason.
Okay.
But I think my dad's a hammer. So he's watching me with an eagle eye, no pun intended, as far as how I'm acting. I'm sure you got a Brady jersey on underneath the sweatshirt and the jacket. I had an Eagles shirt on underneath my sweatshirt. So, I was supporting the team.
Were you stationed, or so you're in the basement of your house watching?
Yes.
So I was just amazed by the whole. I was telling Kaz earlier at our pre-production meeting that I was just caught up in it at the end. I was just like, I cannot believe this. I thought for sure Tom was going to come back, but at the end, they dropped the ball, and I looked at my dad. I was like, we won. We just won.
People, I don't think people will believe me if you know my love of TB12. I did not think they were going to win that game. From the second half on.
Wait a minute. You told us this the week before, the days leading up to the Super Bowl. Your official JMRA Super Bowl prediction was the Patriots.
The second half, when the Patriots made it 22-19, and the Eagles ran back down the field and made it 29-19, I told my dad, game's over.
Why was the game over?
Because that is the point where typically teams die. And the Eagles had not shown any sign of dying in the game. I did not. Now, when he had the ball with 2 minutes left, I did not think he was going to get the ball slapped out of his hand. I did not think that was going to happen.
I was going to say, you can't tell me that when they got the ball back down just 5 points with over 2 minutes left to go in the game, you weren't saying, Tom's going to deliver another one for me.
I'll tell you exactly what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to run right down the field and score, and then the Eagles would come back, kick a field goal, and win the game. That's what I thought would happen because the Patriots' defense sucked during that whole game. Was horrible.
So now we had a good time. So Eagles win.
Yes.
We go to the parade. We post a picture online. Yeah. I see a certain person leave a comment about your
Now look.
You being at the parade.
What is not mentioned there is, if you remember, I declined to be in that photo originally. I stepped away. I said, this is because I know people are going to, I've been called out a couple times on social media already this week. My brother ripped me a new one.
I wonder why. All the people closest to you hold on. Your dad, your brother,
hold
me.
On. Let's hold on.
All your loved ones.
There are a lot of people who don't watch games with me who are making comments who don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying it's you, but there are some.
I know what I'm talking about.
There are some other folks who made some comments who I feel like you need to.
Oh, you'll tell me off the air, maybe.
Well,
you haven't shared that with me.
Yeah,
I want you to add him right now. They probably don't listen to the show. Only one person in England does. Go ahead.
His name is Uptick.
There is another.
Did you tell me about this person?
Yes.
There's another Bills fan.
Yes.
That person's a Bills fan?
Yes.
The one you told me?
Yeah.
Is a Bills fan.
Really?
Called me a fraud.
He did. That's the post I'm referring to.
He's right. He is right. That
I am not a fraud.
You're a super fraud.
I'm not a super fraud.
Yeah.
I am.
You had your cake and you ate it too at this past Super Bowl. Just admit it.
No.
Either way, you were going to be thrilled. The Eagles won. Oh, Tom won. Oh. As far as I'm concerned, Tom Brady is in the LeBron James zone right now.
He's over 500. He just played the greatest statistical game in the history of the Super Bowl. He's fine.
But can I ask you a question? So what's his mental state like, though? Because now he's posting pictures.
Why wasn't he the MVP of the Super Bowl then?
Because you got to give it to the guy who wins.
Oh, yeah?
You do.
He's posting pictures now, though, which I think is somewhat telling. Don't you think? Like him and his wife on a countryside, making out, and he said, "This Sunday is a lot better than last Sunday."
Well, because I think if you get him in a private setting, okay, away from cameras and mics and all that stuff, if you say, "Tom, what do you think? What do you think happened?" Well, it's because of the defense. That's what we tell you.
But why is he posting? It seems like he's trying too hard, to make up for it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. How many points did Tom put up in the first half of the game?
12.
Well, okay.
Should have been 15. but who's
Well,
counting?
how about you scored? How about you rammed the ball down the field on the first drive and you came up with a stinking field goal? How about that?
Hey, that's 3 more points than they scored in the previous 7 Super Bowls.
Okay,
in the first
well,
quarter.
you know what? This season was a different season. They were
Yes.
scoring every opening drive this season for the most part, and he throws the ball in back of Gronkowski. That should have been a touchdown.
They left points on the table.
Yeah,
in the
so I don't
want to
hear about the defense.
It was the defense. It was awful. They were horrible.
How many points did the Eagles score?
41.
Then the Patriots should have scored 42. End of story.
End
of story.
The defense was
End
horrible.
of story.
They didn't punt.
Listen,
the Eagles did not punt.
Okay,
Or, I'm sorry,
right,
the Eagles did. Excuse me, they did punt.
You're a fraud.
I'm not
So-
a fraud. I'm not a fraud. I don't subscribe to this theory like you have to ignore everything that happened in the game other than your team winning. Like I take the game for what it is.
So Super Bowl and football is not the only thing going on sports-wise, because like we said, this is kind of an interesting time where everything kind of like is intersecting. And while some of us are still coming down off the Super Bowl, we kind of took took a nice little glide right into the Winter Olympics.
Oh, and I love.
Now, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I was going to say I don't know if you boys are big Olympic guys or maybe you like the Summer Olympics better because it has more events or whatnot. But so you're into the Winter Olympics, Rob, or just Olympics in general?
I love Olympics in general,
Okay.
but Winter Olympics, for me, far superior. I love the bobsled. I love the skeleton. I love the speed of the Winter Olympics. I love the cold. I just love the everything about it.
DJ, are you an Olympic guy?
I am. I like the Olympics, but I haven't gotten into the Winter Olympics. You know what bummed me out this year? They took out the NHL.
But
in the hockey
you
setups.
don't like that? See, I like
I was like, wow, cool. Like we get to see like some guys who we don't see all the time playing. Like it reminds me of like the Olympics when we were growing up during the 80s and 90s, and it was okay that the NHL guys weren't there. You were just as proud of those guys, even more so probably because they weren't the guys with the multi-million-dollar contracts.
Yeah, I just kind of like that whole like amateur side of it, and to let them kind of like forge their history and their path and make them do something.
Absolutely.
I think they need to do that in the Summer Olympics with basketball.
Yes.
The basketball no longer. I think it's a joke. For the NHL, I think it's even enough to where it's okay because there's enough talented players for every country. It's not just lopsided towards America and or Canada.
The egos are kind of out of hand. And as a tease, later on in the program, I cooked up, as I want to do for many different things, whether it's holidays or Christmas songs. I made a Winter Olympics knockout bracket.
Oh, beautiful.
I ranked all 15, or as it were, 16 events, and I have pairings, and we're going to do like kind of a field of 64, March Madness type thing, and whittle down what the best Winter Olympic event is, according to Exit 58. So stay tuned for that a little bit later on in the show.
I do love that. I love these Winter Olympic. Last night the skeleton came on.
Yes.
And it was late, but I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm staying up. I'm going to watch it.
Last night we had women's hockey, the USA and Canada.
Yeah.
I was watching some of that.
It's been on my TV like crazy.
Now obviously during the daytime, if you were to stay home during the daytime, nothing would be going on because it's night time in Korea. But as you stay up into the evening hours, like 8, 9 o'clock, everything starts getting live, which is nice because it's prime time. So it kind of works. Even though you feel like, especially like on the weekend, you want to sit down and watch Olympics in the afternoon, there's nothing on because nothing's live. But prime time during the week, it's pretty good.
Oh, you get a little half pipe middle of the week, you're good to go.
And if you can't sleep, you could stay up and pull an all-nighter and watch all sorts of different things happening, right? So we do have a good show.
We have a good show
here.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a full arsenal of, in case you missed it, stories. We're going to do our Winter Olympics bracket a little bit later on, and just have lots of laughs along the way.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, because now it is time to take care of business. It's time for ICYMI, in case you missed it.
ICYMI, in case you missed it.
ICYMI, in case you missed it, and here we go on the Exit 50A podcast. A Utah mother is concerned after finding out her child couldn't reject a classmate's invitation to dance at a Valentine's Day school party because it would be against school rules.
Say what?
Yeah, school rules. Apparently, we're all nice now. Back in my day, not every when walk to school barefoot. Not everybody got a Valentine's Day card.
If you were fat and ugly in grammar school, darn it, you better recognize that and act accordingly.
That's right.
So did you guys? I don't want to get too far off the reservation.
Please do.
But did you guys ever give a girl a Valentine's Day card? When you're in elementary school.
We had a thing in elementary school where I don't know if it was like the PTA or something like that was selling like these special like Hershey Kiss Valentines, and you could go sign up during lunch like, oh, I want to send this one to Jennifer, whatever. So I did that, but it was like so embarrassing. Like,
oh god, that was mortifying when you were younger. Holy God.
No, we would buy cards, and then we each have like a little cubby or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or you made little mailbox in front of your desk.
Yeah. And so then the teacher would say, all right, go put your Valentines in different, and you'd go and put them in there. That
was embarrassing. And like if it was a girl you liked, you pressed on the pedal and tried to go back there as fast as possible because you didn't want to linger and let her see you do it.
Couldn't stick it in. But I remember you would leave that day because you'd collect them. And you leave with a big stack, and you get home, and then you were open.
That was cool. You're right. That was kind of cool. That was a cool feeling.
Well, that's not happening for Natalie.
Times are different.
Times are different because Natalie Richard, whose daughter is in 6th grade at Canesville Elementary School in Weber County, said that she was shocked to hear that her child told her a story that she couldn't tell a fellow student no if he asked her to dance at the upcoming event. Now, confused, Richard told her daughter that she was, quote, misunderstanding the situation because that's not how it is. Mm-mm. But the daughter's teacher confirmed to Richard that, in fact, her daughter has to say yes and has to accept such a proposal. Still concerned, Richard, the mother, took her plight to the...
Are you sure this wasn't in, Qatar or,
no.
United Arab Emirates?
This is the United States of America.
You'll go to dance with my daughter.
Richard...
Take her and marry her.
Richard,
and give me many strong sons.
Richard took her plight to the station principal. That's what she did. Who basically just said that they've been, they've had this dance set up this way for a long time, never had any issues before. Spokesperson from the Weber School District told the news station that in an effort to promote kindness, the administration wants students to say yes when someone asks you to dance.
Just say yes.
Is that ridiculous? Like that? What is that teaching you though? Is that teaching
to submit?
Yeah.
This is I really like this. If you know what you want, you just grab it and take it. Locker talk. This school is doing some locker room talk right now. That's really good. Listen, Natalie, you just have to understand, this is what we do when we're together. We just talk like we're in a locker room. If I want you, I'm going to take you. Believe me, I'm going to take... No, but I mean, say, this is not sending the right... And listen, I'm the last person to defend all these, nutty, fruity people out there. Like, everyone's nice. You got to play nicely and stuff. But, and obviously, this is... I don't know who thinks that this is acceptable and what sort of precedent it's setting. Like, if... Amy, if I wanted to, ask you out, I just want you to say yes. Even if you say no, it means yes. That's basically what we're harboring right here.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Isn't that what? Isn't that what we're kind of leaning towards?
If you had a daughter, would you want her to go she has to say yes?
Yeah. No. You should be able to say no to somebody. That's ridiculous.
It's not just hurting someone's feelings. What about your own feelings?
Yeah.
What if the person's a creep? Yeah. What if he's got boogies coming out of his nose constantly? You don't want to go to the dance with that person.
But I think,
or he doesn't wipe his honey very well, and he's stinky back there.
Or his name is the cause.
That's people. But
come here, little. You're going to say yes, and if you don't, I'm going to put this in your drink. A Chinese gamer lost sensation from his waist down
Well, how's he playing?
Yeah, well, after playing video games nonstop for 20 hours.
What the heck how is he playing this thing?
He was at the Dave & Buster's in Zhenjiang province, apparently. I think it was there on a Valentine's date. In a video posted to Pair, which is a Chinese video platform, the man could be seen being lifted onto a stretcher by several paramedics in high visibility jackets. A friend of the man said, quote, "It seems he had lost sensation completely and couldn't move at all. We had to call for an ambulance," end quote. According to reports, the man realized he was paralyzed when he attempted to go to the toilet, of course, but then he found he could not move the lower half of his body. He reportedly entered the internet cafe on a Saturday evening and had been playing the game the same game, that is, without any breaks for 20 straight hours.
Oh, my gosh.
Until he was taken to the hospital the following afternoon. Upon being carried out of the internet cafe, get this, the man can be heard in the video begging his friends to continue playing his unfinished game.
This is so sad. This is so sad.
This is why China is winning. They're winning in trades, they're winning in banking, they're winning across the board because of this sort of dedication.
Now, Derek, you grew up playing a ton of Madden.
Oh,
How many times did you lose feeling below the waist?
No, you have to get up. I mean, I didn't lose. I'd play for like 3 or 4 hours in a row sometimes, but as the games went on, like one game is an hour. 20 hours, never. Now, when you're a kid, like you'll sit there for hours and do it, but I played through the night once.
Although I can envision having to drag Derek away after, like, during like an NFL Films marathon or a Super Bowl marathon. I can see you sitting 20 hours, like, can't feel little Derek anymore.
The classic ESPN NFL Films, Super Bowl marathons with the bumper, the music they'd have at the beginning, that whole thing. Oh my God, that's catnip for me. So good.
So I have a couple jobs that I work at, and I often do my other jobs work at a Starbucks, right? So Starbucks, I bring my computer with me. We'll sit there for 5-6 hours, just sort of banging out the other work. Because if I stay home and try to work, I get distracted by the television. So I just need to be like, just
change the scenery.
Yeah, change the scenery. So I get there, and don't you know that these couple of guys come in the other day? They bring in like almost like this board game called, like, I don't know, it was like their version of War or something.
Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, World of Warcraft?
Yes. And they just sit down. They take up 3 tables.
Crazy.
It's like latter-day Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And they're just sitting there, and I'm like, what is going on? And people are just staring at them, and they're lost in their world.
Yeah, it's out of control. I mean, that's that lifestyle. I can't, and I love video games, but I just can't. I can't do.
It's like when we first got the original NES Nintendo in our house.
Yeah.
My mom became addicted to Tetris. Like, she would stay up till like 3 a.m. playing Tetris, and like the spare room across.
I love that music.
Well, I would like wake up in the middle of the night and I would hear.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, next day, Mom had like claw hands. She looked like jacked it like the Boston Strangler, like with her hands like that. So video games can do that, but I've never heard of anyone losing feeling in their gonads and legs and all that kind of stuff. The artist who painted a former President Obama's portrait, which will be added to the America's Presidents exhibit at the National Portrait Gallery in the nation's capital, previously painted images of black women holding severed heads of white women. There are at least 2 instances where Kehinde Wiley painted portraits of black women holding a knife in one hand and the decapitated head of a white woman in the other. In an interview with the New York Magazine, Wiley said one of the controversial portraits was based on a stay-at-home mom he found at the mall, and the woman's head she was holding was based on one of his assistants. Quote, "It's sort of a play on the whole kill Whitey thing." End quote. That's according to Wiley, as told to New York Magazine. Both Barack and Michelle Obama's portraits were recently revealed and have received widespread public criticism in many corners. Barack's portrait was criticized for the, shall we say, unconventional foliage background, while Michelle's for the muted color scheme and general dissimilarity, that's putting it nicely, between the former First Lady and her portrait. Opinions on anything that we've just covered right here.
Did you see? I think some people have already photoshopped Obama into the ivy at Wrigley Field. Yeah,
I've seen people Photoshop Governor Christie sitting on the beach and put him in the ivy.
Well, I thought. I looked.
They're both terrible, by the way.
I didn't see Michelle's. I did.
Hers doesn't look. It doesn't. It looks like a black lady. It doesn't look like her though.
I saw his, and I think it looks awful.
Did you notice he has 6 fingers and on one of his hands? Have you noticed that?
No.
He's like an Illuminati. Like, you have to take a look at it. I think it's his, I forget which hand it is, but it's posed in such a way where it looks like he's tucking a 6th finger, like right outside of his pinky underneath his hand. So if you want to Google that.
But wait, so where is this being displayed? It's going to be, it's on the actual, like, White House.
No,
right?
no.
Portrait in the National Portrait Gallery
That's
in Washington, D.C.
I would be taking this right off.
Oh,
yeah.
what do you mean not in this White House? What does that
Not
mean?
in this White House. He'd light that thing on fire, dude.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because we know full well that Barack would want a portrait of George W. Bush in his White House.
Well, no, of course not. Why would you want a portrait?
So
of the
so what do we
predecessor
make? And again, this is just like Obama's going to play stupid, kind of like with the whole like him, with Bernardine Dorn and all these other communists from his upbringing, like, I just know there's people who are in my neighborhood. I didn't know they were, trying to kill police officers. They were just my friends. I don't know nothing about that. So I'm sure he's going to play dumb. I didn't know paint a picture of killing white women. How am I supposed to know that? None of my business.
Isn't that someone else's job to vet the people who paint it?
Go on. You think someone else, Mr. Obama, we're gonna choose this guy. Okay, I know nothing about him. That's fine. You do what you got to do.
I think there's a chance that happens.
This is a very calculated man, Derek.
Is this her?
I'm not saying.
That's it. That's the first of all, it looks like a paint by number.
Let me see that.
That's Michelle Obama?
Have you not seen these portraits, Derek?
I'm not.
I didn't
see
get a good
Michelle
look.
Obama.
Yeah, I didn't get a good look.
It does not look like her. By
No, it looks like nothing like her.
Marginally.
I want to get me that fella who had a picture of what do you call killing the white women. Give me that one. I want people to talk about that.
Oh, here she is. Here.
Who's that, Michelle?
That's the person.
That's the artist.
I think it is.
It's looks like a crazy cafeteria lady.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Also, most of these liberal artists look like.
Oh boy. Okay.
So you don't have a problem with this, Derek? You're okay with that? You think it's just a coincidence? He had nothing to do with it?
Well, I think somebody's at fault. I don't think it's necessarily him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I don't know. I think we give people too much credit for decision making. I mean, it's like
I know Bill Ayers was a communist.
Well,
America. I know nothing about that.
That stuff's different. That stuff's different.
I know my pastor hated gays. I don't know nothing about that.
He's not in the White House anymore. I'm not talking like that stuff's different. But
his whole life is just a coincidence that he's aligned himself with people who either are the Muslim Brotherhood or hate white people or hate this people or. It's just a coincidence. It's just lightning keeps striking him so many times.
It's somebody's job to hire these people.
But
it's not his job.
But it's his job to look into this.
Why? He's rich.
He's the hip president. He's the fun president. He's the connected president. He's the social media. No, not the social media president. He's the president who's like hooked up into all things that are cool and hip. But shouldn't he know about this guy?
Approve this?
Yeah, of course he does.
Well, okay, he approves the portrait, but I'm saying approving who painted it.
Do you think he looks at the Michelle Obama one and says, there's my wife right there, pretty woman? Or does he say, what the hell is this bull crap?
Well, I think afterwards maybe.
Someone's getting their ass
chewed
out for drawing that thing.
Yeah.
It literally looks like some art school student who drew that, colored that by numbers. That's bad.
Alexander Polinsky, the second former Charles in Charge star to levy claims against Scott Baio, is alleging child abuse and sexual harassment at the hands of the star of the 1980s family sitcom. At a recently held press conference with Hollywood attorney Lisa Bloom, Polinsky said, quote, I was sexually harassed by Scott Baio and ultimately assaulted by him between the ages of 12 to 15 years old.
Oh, who wasn't? Get over it. It was Scott Baio. It was Chachi. Deal with it. God.
Joni was fine with it.
Yeah, come on.
The pair were joined by Nicole Eggert, Polinsky's Charles in Charge co-star, who has accused Baio of sexually abusing her as a minor and who was now on hand to support
I was also
Polinsky's claims.
Abused by
Michael.
Charlie Baio. He also touched me.
No, it's not Charlie Baio.
What's his name?
Scott Baio.
Yeah, I was abused by him
you
as well. And I liked it, so I have nothing bad to say about it. I would do it again.
All right, let Michael let him read the rest of the story.
God, Derek, you're so special.
Ew.
Come sit next to me.
Ew, get away from me. Get away from me.
Here, share my milk with me.
Oh, my God.
Here,
no thanks.
Where's your extra
I'm lactose intolerant now. Sorry.
Extra chalice with rhinestones on the outside and some delicious warm skim milk inside. I know you like skim milk.
Quincy Jones was right about you, sir. Relax.
I'm dead.
Polinsky traced the alleged abuse from Baio back to the child actor's first year working on the show when at age 11 he walked in on Baio acting sexual in nature with a 14-year-old Eggert who was sitting on the adult star's lap. Quote, I was so naive, I innocently hopped on his lap expecting to hear a story about Fonzie or Happy Days, said Polinsky of the TV show's megastar.
Shame on you.
Scott was a hero to me. Instead of telling us a story, he threw me off him angrily calling me a while Nicole laughed. According to Polinsky, Baio would describe gay sex acts to Polinsky, share his sexual conquests with young girls and co-stars of the show, and that homophobic slurs became a running gag on set. Scott pulled down my pants in front of over 100 people, Polinsky said. Another time he laughed as he cut a hole in my dressing room and exposed his genitals to me.
Sounds like the weekend you guys had in Wildwood when you back in college. It's a good thing I wasn't invited to that one.
Oh, my gosh. It was a good time. I was probably not around for that
Good
one.
Lord. I mean, what do we make of this?
Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. This is now two separate child stars from the same program, kind of putting the finger on old Chuckster in charge here. So I don't know. I mean, this is either a coordinated, hatchet job on Scott Baio's, name and livelihood and reputation, or this actually happened. So,
well, there's only one left, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
the old man on the show, right?
No, well, I guess technically two, but he's dead, right?
He is.
I mean,
well, hold on. Okay. Well, yes. Can I help you? Yeah. Is the old man from Charles in charge with you? Let me see. Oh, yes, he's here. Oh, he's petting Bubbles right now.
Oh, Bubbles.
James Callahan was the older gentleman on the show.
Sure.
He's no longer with us.
He's
got dirt in his mouth.
He is definitely no longer with us. Died in August of 2007.
Oh, he's got worms in his skull.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Died on Tom Brady's birthday, oddly enough.
Oh, come on. Is nothing sacred anymore?
Can't we talk about a man sticking his penis through a hole?
What?
Way to come up with a perfectly respectable story. Got your Tom Brady perversion. We're just talking about calling child stars and all this other kind of stuff. And you got to bring us down into the dumps.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek, they go low, we go high. Whatever happened to that? Where'd that go? Shame on you. So as thousands of parents prepare to take their children to see Marvel's newest blockbuster, Black Panther, some white parents have been left wondering about how to approach the subject of race. What a surprise. Apparently some white parents are trying to make sure they are not culturally appropriating when they take their children to see Black Panther, especially if those children want to dress up like the main character, superhero T'Challa, a.k.a. the Black Panther. Some parents are worried that allowing their children to wear the Black Panther masks or costumes could be considered cultural appropriation or even blackface.
Of course.
In a recently published New York Times op-ed, author Kwame Opum pointed out that many parents are trying to toe the line to make sure they aren't accused of being racially insensitive. Are we talking about a friggin' superhero movie? What are we talking about here?
So stupid.
Chadwick Boseman, who plays the titular character in the film, said in an interview with BuzzFeed in the fall, he's, quote, thrilled that children of all races want to dress up like his character. Quote, this Halloween, the first time I see a little kid, a white kid dressed up as Black Panther, I'm taking a picture. You better believe I'm taking a picture because that's the crossover, end quote. Ultimately, the experts, quote-unquote, who the hell's an expert on this, concluded to the Times that wearing the mask is not... who did they ask? Who's the expert in this case? They asked, is Al Sharpton or, Mark Lamont Jones? I mean, who's the experts here? That wearing the mask is not cultural appropriation and is not the same as wearing blackface. Oh, thank you, experts. That being said, many agreed that this is the perfect opportunity for white parents to have a conversation with their children about race in America and what Black Panther means to black people. It means everything, right, Derek?
This country basically now is about two things, okay? First of all, I'm fearful of any family that says we want to sit down and have a conversation about race with. Shut up.
About the Marvel movie.
Shut up. Just go home, put on Netflix or something.
Right.
This country is basically cut into two ways, okay?
Yeah.
It's okay to be racist,
mm-hmm.
but you just can't be accused of being racist.
Correct.
That's basically what this is saying. That's what this story is saying. You going to show them Spike Lee movies? What are you going to do?
No.
So silly.
Those are racist. I'm not watching those.
It's such... we are, using such superficial stuff in this world with trying to... read deeper meaning into it.
Because
it's a movie.
Because the TKO, there are two TKO shots right now. sexual harassment and being accused of racism.
Yeah.
If you're accused of either one of those, you're dead. You're dead. And that's what all of this stems from.
So because I'm white, I can't comment on this because, cultural appropriation, but it seems to me everything that I'm seeing in social media and reading and columns and op-eds like Kwame wrote in his, that this movie is much bigger than just a Marvel action superhero movie. It's a black experience. And you don't want to be, when the movie opens or has opened, I don't know if it is even open yet, you don't want to be the only white person in there. So you should probably consult a black friend or a black community leader before you go to the movie, because this is a wholly black experience, and it means so much to black people. And and Jamel Hill is raising money to bus black children into the movie to get them to the. So as a white person, I'm not allowed to understand this. So I'm reaching out to you, Derek.
You're not allowed.
Please help me understand why this is why Wakanda or whatever the village is called that they live. Why is this such an important movie? I understand it's finally a black superhero, but I feel like there's been lots of black movies before, haven't there?
Wasn't Robert Townsend in a movie in 1993 called Meteor Man where he was a black superhero?
I don't even know.
I don't think that movie was well received.
I think that went right to videotape.
Get the hell out of it. I saw it in the theaters, man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I don't want to hear this. Man, cut this shit out.
What about does Will Smith exist?
That's my problem. There's so much positive stuff happening, although there needs to be more. There's so much positive stuff happening with African Americans in film.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. Like this isn't a transcendent film.
It is though, and I can't wait until
I
cannot wait until next January when Black Panther is not nominated for Picture of the Year. Detroit will be burned down.
Yeah. I just googled. You just Google Black Panther, right? One of the first lines that comes up: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Black Panther. All this fuss over a superhero movie. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
That's all I need to know. And that's coming from the captain. So if he doesn't care, I'm not going to care either.
He has the C on his uniform.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It just and I'm making light of it, but it just struck me as odd. And I admittedly I don't understand what it's like living in a society where 90% of what you see is white sitcoms and lead actors are white and cartoon characters. I admit I don't see the world the same as Derek or as black people see, other black people see the world. So I guess it's unfair for me, but just on the surface, it just seems ludicrous.
Look, I will say this: is it good for kids to see black action heroes?
Yeah, I don't think
there's
nothing wrong with that.
But that's great. However, to raise this to this nth degree. First of all, anytime someone says this is transcendent and blah blah blah, guess what?
It's really not.
Spoiler alert: it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. Okay, I don't want to hear that. Like, you're going to forget. Unfortunately, in the society we live in, you're going to forget about this 6 months, 12 months down the line.
How about 12 minutes after you leave the theater? The impact will be lost.
It's gone.
There'll be nothing sustainable.
And also, if I'm the filmmaker, and I tell you, I give credit to Boseman, Chadwick Boseman, who is the star of the movie. He said he'd be thrilled if a white kid or Chinese kid or whatever was wearing Black Panther getup. Isn't that the whole point? Don't you want people to every type of person to accept this?
And that is exactly why this stuff won't be transcendent, because you get into the ownership of things and people stealing this and stealing that. If it's a good movie, then yeah, it should be okay for kids to celebrate.
Were you impacted by Will Smith saving the world with Bill Paxton on Independence Day? Were you okay with that? Impact.
I was like, cool. hey, you know what? I'll tell you a quick story. Yeah. My dad has wanted to walk out of one film in his life.
Yeah.
I went to the movies with him years ago. Wild Wild West.
Oh, yeah, that was one where Will Smith, that was not one of his better efforts there.
He wanted to go in the first 35 minutes of the movie.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of transcendent moments in black history, O.J. Simpson was recently spotted stocking up on supplies.
Is he one of the captains also?
Yeah, he's definitely not the captain. O.J. Simpson was recently spotted stocking up on supplies at a Las Vegas Costco. Dressed in jeans, a blue polo shirt, and a blue zip-up sweatshirt, Simpson bought laundry detergent and coffee during his solo shopping trip. People definitely recognized him.
Does this detergent get out bloodstains?
Oh, yes.
People definitely recognized him, but did not make it awkward, one fellow shopper said. It was as if he was a normal person, an everyday guy shopping at Costco.
Thank you very much.
Simpson, who's apparently a regular at the local wholesaler, was also seen chatting and laughing
show me where your tuna fish is?
with the checkout lady. The 70-year-old has been living in Vegas following his October release from a Nevada prison where he served a 9-year stint for armed robbery.
This is Costco? I thought it was Cutco. I apologize.
I would like to buy. You have selling like large quantity of knives.
Do you all have anything other than plastic cutlery here? What am I going to do with this? Kill Big Bird? What would you do if you were at Costco or Whole Foods or BJ's and you saw if you saw a Heisman Trophy winner and the man who broke the 2,000-yard barrier, Arenthal James Simpson?
Oh, hi, Derek. I'm just here enjoying this $1.29 hot dog and soda.
Do you know I could get a free refill on this soda?
He probably ordered. I would like to buy a lot of orange juice.
And in all seriousness,
OJ.
if I was in that spot, I would follow him and watch and see what he bought.
I would like to have a vacation package far away.
I bet like when you're trying to leave Costco and like they have all those people like the bathtub fitters and people like you're like, hey, sir, when's the last time you renovated your bath? I bet no one stopped to ask him.
No,
right? Like as if he was a ghost.
Can I have one of your free samples of this quesadilla?
Sure.
Ooh, pigs in a blanket.
Can I take 2 of these? Yes, you may.
Sure. Take the whole toaster oven, sir.
Take
Here, let me cut that for you.
Oh, OJ at Costco. And it's just so he's buying laundry detergent. So what else is on OJ's Costco list?
Oh,
if you're going shop, if you're
Yeah.
OJ, just laundry detergent and coffee.
Hey, I guess
He's not cooking.
Is he making a bomb out of those things?
Yeah.
2 of those.
You have
Tide Pods. Where's your Tide Pods? I understand you can get famous by eating these. I could use that.
I already see the graphic for the next Instagram post.
You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. How many McNuggets can you eat? Oh, wait, never mind. That's in our future segment.
I love OJ at Costco. Yeah. More OJ. Oh, boy. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay.
The fun's not over.
There we go. Well, if you thought we were done with O.J. Simpson's news for this episode, you're sadly mistaken, my friends, because actor, prankster Sacha Baron Cohen allegedly said paid the Juice more than $20,000. Now, I wonder if he can afford to go to Costco to appear in his next movie, prompting outrage from families of course, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, according to a recent report.
Who's Ron Goldman?
You know who they are. Oh. Cohen,
some money still?
best known for creating movie characters such as Ali G and Borat, reportedly wore a wig and thick-rimmed glasses to meet Simpson inside a Las Vegas hotel room. Yeah, this doesn't sound odd, right? Why is he always going to hotel rooms? OJ, this is not a good situation for you.
Now, is this the hotel that I lost my sports memorabilia in? Maybe I could find it again.
Well, of course, Cohen's signature is disguising himself as the goofy characters and fooling unsuspecting dupes. Well, apparently, he had to pony up the dough before Simpson even agreed to see him, a source claims. According to the unnamed source, OJ would not even get in the hotel room until he was paid a sackload of cash. There was no way, I'm glad I just read this now. There's no way Sasha could have got OJ into the room without paying the money. Naturally, OJ declined to say whether he was paid by Cohen, but if Simpson did get paid by Cohen, then the money should be used to pay his civil judgment debt, said David Cook, a collections lawyer who works for Ron Goldman's father. Well, paying money, cash no less, in secret to O.J. Simpson is 100% unadulterated sleaze, Cook told the Post. This is nuts. Nicole's sister, Tanya Brown, was horrified that someone might want to pay Simpson. Quote, Nicole and Ron are two human beings who were brutally murdered. This is not a joke, nor is it entertainment, end quote.
Well, it is a good thing that our very own Derek Lamont interviewed OJ already, because Ali G or Borat's going to try and interview OJ, but we got him first.
Yeah, we did.
We got him first.
Yeah,
we did.
That was excellent.
On a discount.
Good by you.
So is this a legit story? Like, I feel like this is like one of those game shows where you have to decide if like the story's true or not. Like we vouch 100% for every story that we go through, and in case you missed it. But this one, this one, is that what we do? Sure. Like this one just smacks of like, I don't know, falsehood or just something kind of like
it's
a little squeaky
sniff
here.
test to me. Like, I mean, I really don't think any part of it is true. Honestly, I don't think Sacha Baron Cohen's in it.
Sacha Cohen is a strange dude.
Yeah, and this is in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I actually believe this story.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I do believe this because this sounds like something he would do.
Now, Sacha Cohen, though, if you've ever seen or heard an interview with him, is actually like a kind of like down to earth sounding guy.
Right.
Like for him to be fishing after OJ, and obviously with the surviving family members of the Goldman and the Brown. I mean, you're going to be ruffling a lot of feathers, and listen. Sacha Cohen has made a career out of severing ties and burning bridges in the name of making a funny movie or a funny skit. So I guess this doesn't surprise me, but this isn't just like making a goof on like Buzz Aldrin in an interview. This is going after a guy who potentially murdered multiple people. If there's a Sacha Cohen movie a year and a half from now and it stars OJ, whether he's playing himself or playing like the crazy uncle or something, will we go and see it? Or
that's a great question. That's a great question.
Will you at least, if you don't go to the theater, will you get it from Redbox? Will you, if it's on Netflix, will you watch it? That whole nine, the whole thing.
I'll stream it.
So you will watch it?
I would watch it. I feel guilty going to the theater and giving him my money because he eventually is going to get a slice of that.
Well, it should actually. If it does go to OJ, it should be siphoned away immediately and go to those families in the civil suit.
Yeah, garnish.
So you'll at least be paying back the Goldman and Brown families.
Yeah,
that's true.
I didn't just feel bad though. I was just like, ugh. I mean, like I'd be so interested in seeing it, but it's like, ugh.
If I'm OJ, man,
it's like blood money.
Just lay low. Stay out of Vegas hotel rooms. Just go to Costco.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I don't know, like read a book, stay home.
Okay, that's interesting. A part of this. Where does this guy live? I mean, Las
Vegas, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he does, but that's not a good place for him to be.
No, he needs to be like Montana.
He obviously, yeah.
He wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb in Montana.
Go off the radar. Off the radar.
What do you do for fun around here? He's still welcome on the podcast, though.
Yeah, we can get him. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a pause for the cause. Stick with us.
For more of the Exit 50A podcast, head to SoundCloud.com and search Exit 50A podcast.
Back here for more of the Exit 50A podcast. Derek, Kaz, and Rob rounding out things with you. Gentlemen, now I believe we have a special treat here as it relates to the Winter Olympics.
We do, as we wind down episode 37 here. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast. So, in the spirit of the Olympic Games happening over in South Korea right now, and, we talked a little bit earlier about enjoying the events and, staying up late to watch them and what events we liked. Well, there are exactly 15 different events in the Winter Olympics, according to the official Olympics website. So, how do we decide? Which event do you like most? What don't we like? What do we like? If you had to choose one head-to-head, what would it be? So, in the spirit of that, and also stealing off of the NCAA basketball tournament, I created a little bracket here. I'm gonna kind of go to you guys as the experts. If you split a bracket, I will be the tiebreaker. Okay, so while there's only 15 events, okay, I needed to fill 16 slots.
Got you.
So I included the opening ceremony as an additional as an additional event, just to make it a even 16-team field.
Interesting.
Are you ready?
Yes.
As we will decide. Actually, let me get my writing utensil out here. So we're going to and actually, can we get some Olympic music going underneath this? Can we get the Olympic march or whatever you want to call that? There it is. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So here we go. Region 1.
Okay.
The matchup is ice hockey versus the opening ceremonies.
Ooh.
Ice hockey
And are we all each doing it, or
Yeah. The consensus will be the
okay.
winner.
I'm going ice hockey. I don't. The opening doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Hockey.
Yeah. Somebody had to lose to hockey, so it might as well be the non-event. Okay, as we stay in that region, hockey will either take on short track speed skating or the luge. Short track speed skating, which is like, where they wear those like little like triangular weird like helmets.
Yeah.
And they go around in a circle versus the luge,
I'm going
which is like
luge.
where like two guys lay on top of each other and go down the bobsled track.
Luge.
Okay.
So impressive.
Luge it is. Okay. Let's move to region number 2. Where speed skating will take on the biathlon. Speed skating. So Apollo Ono. Shawnee, what's his name, who refused to hold or lost the coin toss and threw a hissy fit. Do you remember that story? Shawnee Davis, he lost the coin toss to the white female athlete and threw a fit.
That's right.
So you got speed skating against the biathlon, and the biathlon includes the shooting as well as the cross-country skiing.
Speed skating.
Speed skating.
Yep, I think that's a clean.
A little too slow.
Pour one out from a man, Dan Jansen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right. Also in that same region, we have figure skating versus the skeleton. Skeleton or figure skating?
I'm skeleton all the time.
What? Figure skating.
Oh.
I am also, even though this is not an event I necessarily enjoy watching, I know how popular it is, so I have to go figure skating.
Well, you had that career for a little bit, so.
I told
You're
you never
biased.
to bring that up again.
You're a little biased, but that's okay.
Okay, we move on to region number 3 now. Curling versus cross-country skiing.
I've watched a crap ton of curling this year. This Olympics, rather.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm going to go with it. I like it. I'm trying to learn the rules and trying to figure out what's going on with it.
Big-time drinking game.
Is it really?
Oh, my goodness. I know a couple of curlers who live up in the actually live in Canada, and I met them through the Buffalo Bills group. These guys say that, if you're not pulling up with a U-Haul full of, beer and liquor and stuff like that, you're not doing curling the right way.
Oh, my gosh.
So
okay, well.
There you go.
It's right up my alley then.
Curling.
Yeah.
Sign me up. How do we get to these people and do this?
There's actually a curling club in New Jersey.
Why have I not been invited?
I don't know.
That'd be a great podcast segment.
We'll look
You've
into
got
that.
to get there, man.
In the bottom half of this region, we have ski jumping versus the freestyle skiing, including the moguls, which is the one where you go in those like little divots.
Yeah. So what is it? It's the moguls or
moguls or ski jumping, which is you go down the hill and you do that.
Yeah. I love moguls. I like that activity.
Okay.
It's pretty brutal on the knees, though, don't you think?
Yes, very much so. DJ, who you got? The ski jump or the freestyle moguls?
You got to go with ski jump.
Ooh. I'm going moguls.
Okay.
I enjoy that the quirkiness of the moguls.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And our final region before we get to the final rounds here, we have bobsled versus the Nordic combined.
Oh, bobsled. There's no Nordic combined.
Bobsled.
We don't even have to know what Nordic combined is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who cares?
Isn't that an exercise machine?
I think so.
might
Yeah,
as well be.
yeah. Very good. And then we have alpine skiing versus snowboarding.
You know what? I'm all about the snowboarding.
DJ?
Alpine skiing.
I'm also going alpine skiing. Snowboarding, it was exciting when
Shaun White?
Big Red won the other day, but snowboarding, it's like it just reminds me of the X Games too much.
Yeah.
I can't get into
Yeah.
that. Okay, so those are official round or initial round winners. As we move back to Region 1,
Okay.
the finals for Region 1 has hockey versus the luge. Hockey versus the luge. Roberto.
I'm going luge. I really like the luge. I love a good luge.
Hockey.
Wowzers. Yeah, I have to go hockey too,
Oh, man.
especially now that no longer, like you said earlier, Rob, no longer involves the professionals. I like it even
all
better
right,
now.
okay.
Okay, so hockey is advanced to the Final Four. In region number 2, we have speed skating against its weaker cousin, figure skating. Roberto.
Speed skating.
Figure.
Ooh, I'm going speed.
Oh.
The need for you do like the figure skating, don't you, sir?
Yeah, I had a huge crush on Katarina Witt when I was a kid, man.
Now we didn't have to poke and prod for that one.
No, he just
How
kind of
about that.
Love Katarina Witt.
just put the pen down and looked
Love
over.
Wow, wow. Okay.
Debbie Thomas.
Wow, maybe I should change my
Good
vote
times.
then. All right,
Wow.
what's done is done. Region number 3 to advance to the Final Four: curling versus the moguls. Roberto.
I'm going to go. This is a tough one because
This is a
I
tough
love
one.
these both.
Yeah, you did say that.
I'm going to go. I still like the moguls. It's outside. It's outside in the snow. I love the snow. Moguls.
Okay.
Curling.
I'm going curling too.
Oh.
That was do you know curling? There is no official or like game referee or match observer for curling. It's all done on the honor system. Isn't that crazy? It's like playing like beanbag toss at the Eagles game in the parking lot. That's what it is.
Or Scranton game.
Right. Yeah. Right. There you go. And the final region to advance the Final Four is bobsled versus the alpine skiing.
Bobsled.
Yeah, clean sweep for the bobsled.
Way to go, Bobbies.
So here we go, folks, for the Final Four. This is to decide what the Exit 58 podcast, the ultimate Winter Olympic sport is. Okay, on one side, we have ice hockey versus the bobsled. Roberto.
I'm going bobsled.
Oh, the bobsled.
Hockey.
Come on, dude. You know you like it.
I do. I loved Cool Runnings. Such a cool movie.
See, look.
I'm going bobsled.
Thank you for embracing that. Man.
And on the other side of the bracket, to advance to the finals, is speed skating versus curling.
I'm going speed skating. I like that speed. I feel the need.
Curling.
Yeah, I have to go curling as well.
You guys just don't like this.
I love this, but come on, dudes. Curling is awesome.
Curling is an everyman sport.
It so is. You get to use the broom. You get to go hard. Okay, so then in the finals now, we have, I love this music, bobsledding versus curling. Who will be crowned the Exit 58 podcast ultimate Winter Olympic sport? Roberto.
Bobsledding versus curling?
Bobsledding versus curling.
I'm going to be outvoted here. I'm going bobsledding.
Okay, we have one vote for bobsledding. Derek.
I got to go bobsledding.
Oh, wow, that is a great upset. I thought for sure you were going to say curling.
Curling.
So that's what I would have said. But there you have it, folks. The bobsled is the ultimate sport of the Winter Olympics, according to your friends here at the Exit 58 podcast.
Beautiful.
And the best part is, the bobsled event hasn't even kicked off yet.
No.
At least as we're taping this. By the time you listen to this, the Olympics might be over. Who knows?
It'll probably be the Summer Olympics. We're talking about.
Dan and Dave will be out there.
And don't forget me, too. I'll be out there, baby.
Oh,
me and my longer legs.
Oh, my.
Oh, hey, Caitlin.
Oh. Why me? Yeah. So there you have it, folks. So whether it's still ongoing or it's way in the past, hopefully you enjoyed the Winter Games. Hopefully we won lots of medals. And, hey, at least we didn't get caught doping like the athletes in Russia. So there you go.
USA, baby.
That's it, baby.
All the way.
All right. Wow. Let's, I guess, is that the end?
That's the end.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Another rocket ride has come to an end.
We've run out of O.J. Simpson stories.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. He's the never-ending story. He's probably making the news right now.
Yeah, he's probably in some Vegas hotel room again.
He's probably at McDonald's as we speak.
Oh my gosh, eating somebody's French fries off of their plate.
Well, it's been fun, boys.
Yes, absolutely.
Number 37. We're going to be at. Oh, gosh, we're like closing in on 40 here.
Yeah,
just like you guys.
Just months away. Just months.
Let's closing in is we're not closing in yet.
And
one of us
closed. One of us closed.
One of us already closed.
One of us has closed the deal.
Yeah. And just months, by the way. I know we're still a couple episodes away, but just months away from our second anniversary. I'm just looking forward to another reason to have champagne again.
Oh, we got to start planning that, don't we?
Yeah, that's the best of show.
July.
Is that in June or July?
July.
First week in July.
Wow, just like America.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's start planning. We got to get some guests.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be in my new house by then.
You won't be.
Listen,
Close out the
show. We'll be right back here.
Yeah,
finish this.
All right. That'll just about do it for the Exit 58 podcast. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. We are all over the place. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, Instagram as well. Give us a follow by searching Exit 58 podcast.
Are we still on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We are on YouTube.
I thought you left that out on purpose. I was like,
I've been posting that on stuff. I forgot about that.
Yes, we are on the tube that is you
as
well. So, for Rob.
There it is.
And Cass.
Later.
I'm Derek. See ya.